Today we're going live. Today. No, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that I am the way that I am. I started early. Here's why I started early is because y'all are so chatsy. What's happening? Oh, wait, that's not what I want. This is what I want. There we go. Hi friends. Hello. Welcome. I'm just rearranging and I'm changing it to live chat so that I can see what's going on. Because you guys have been chatty. Chatty boom baddies. Hi. Hello, Elmo. Hello, Simmerjeet. And we have Claudia and Jane. Oh my gosh, and Pertnux. Hello, John. Welcome, everybody. Okay, I'm very excited that you're all here with me because it just feels like we all get to hang out, and I'm so excited. And because this one is, I mean, we always plan it. We always have a rough plan for what we're doing, but this one is like a planned plan. You know what I mean? And I'm very excited. There's also stuff on my desk that I haven't put away yet, so we can look at all that. Yeah, I started early because I didn't want to miss it on the chat. I was just really excited. I was like, oh my god, I want to be in the room with you. So, so yeah, that's what we're doing. Welcome everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Please let me know in the chat how you're doing. And I'm very excited that you're here with me. So, DC, what was the final count of my cleaned pens was 28, which is not that bad. That does not include all the sample vials and pipette eyedroppers and nib units I cleaned. So I really hated it. I don't like cleaning pens. I don't find it meditative. I don't find it soothing. I do not want to be doing it, but I did it. So, okay. So that's what happened. I cleaned my pens and I emptied out my bin, and my fingers got so soggy that I could barely remove nib units by the end of the entire episode of cleaning pens. So I had to stop with one pen left because I was soggy. How many have I inked already? You will be shocked to know none, because I am trying to empty all of my pens so I can separate pens from nib units so that I can catalog all of my pens and nib units. They don't have to be empty for me to do this, but I feel like it'll be easier. So I just hit myself in the face with my own stuff. I don't know what's wrong with me. So yeah, I know. It's really unusual, but okay, this is completely irrelevant. But I just want to show you that I got some new watercolors, and these are the ones that I got because they were on sale, and I don't know how to watercolor, but I really wanted them, and they smell delicious, and they're beautiful, and so that's what I got, because why not have another hobby that I can't afford? I should have another hobby that I can't afford. That's why I'm doing it. So I got those today, and I got the new Drillog pens and nib units in the mail today, and I also got a new nib in the mail. So there's actually a lot that we can hang out and do today. They're not scented, they just smell really good. I don't know if it's I think they use rosemary. It's honey based, and I think rosemary oil. They just smell really good. So I very much enjoy it. So, yeah, I just thought I should be showing you the things instead of rambling. But here's the thing. I have genuine OCD. And so not like, haha, oh, I'm just a little bit OCD. I have real, actual OCD. And it is the kind, partially, one of the ways it manifests is that I will do something and then redo it over and over and over and over. So one example of this is I have packed pens for the DC Pen Show. And what happens is I spend hours thinking about it and thinking, did I pack the right things? I need to repack, I need to reorganize it. And so I thought, you know what? Maybe if we did it together, you guys can kind of see my insane thought process and just be here with me, because I just figure, why not? Right? So, okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to make my window bigger so I can see what I'm doing. I can see. And, okay. So, wait, let me catch up with the chat, because, hello, Bailey. Hello, Kristen. Welcome, welcome. Hello, K-Rai and Michelle and Ruth. And I feel like I missed one more person. I missed Doug. And Gabby. Hello. What do we do with all the inks we buy? We get really juicy nibs and burn through our inks. That's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do. I love that idea, Kristen, of having a pen cleaning booth at a pen show. That's amazing. Okay, so first of all, let me just show you this nib that I got. So this is from Cactus Nib Experiments, and it's a flex nib. And I'm going to show you the side because you'll probably be able to see the ink that's suspended between the overfeed and the nib. It is one of the craziest nibs, one of the craziest nibs I've ever used in my life. And I have used a lot of crazy nibs. So it's super duper soft, very, very flexible, and very wet. Now, this pen was full of ink like an hour ago, and so I have just written with it a little bit and has drained that much. So that's one thing you can do with your inks. Okay, I just wanted to show you. I'm so excited. Okay, one of the things that I am taking to DC with me is this Sugar Turtle Studio / rickshaw pouch. It is one of the minier pouches, the smaller ones. And it's plushy on the inside, and I like to pet it. And inside is my workshop tools. So I have my Pilot Parallels that I will be using for casual broad edge calligraphy. I've got, I'm also doing one class with the Pilot Parallel for inky messes, and then one with the Sailor Hokoro. I have another parallel just for funsies. I have an Amadex stain wipe, because if you're a Gourmet pens, you're probably going to need it. And if you're in the room with me, it's possible other people will need it. So I have one. One is probably not enough. I have a water brush. I have a broken swizzle stick and a non-broken one for like ink smearing. And I have the Pilot Parallel ink cartridges, which are really boring, but I keep them anyway. I have a Pilot Parallel guide. Oh! I also have the shimmy that goes in it. And then let me shove that in here. Just one wipe. Yes, just one wipe. I've got the Parallel cleaner, and I have this, which I have in the shop. It is an indelible marker for fabric. So it's really cool. It's made by Pilot, and I just thought it's something that's neat. Like if you want to sign somebody's tote bag or their apron, you've got this. We have a great question. What is the composition on this nib? It is steel. It's a Kaigelu nib, and there's a steel shim on top. And it looks like it's soldered at the base of the nib. I'm not entirely sure, and I don't know what the feed is made of, but it was gray when I got it, and now it's orange to match the ink. So this is Cactus Nib Experiments on Instagram, and they sell in drops, so like they will release a nib and you have to message them. So they're not super easy to get, but it is doable. It is doable. it's doable. Okay, so that is my little kit baggy supplies for teaching that I need to make sure I bring with me. Let me catch up with messages. Hello, Strings and Petals. Welcome. Welcome, my darling friend. I'm so thrilled to see that you are awake at this obscene hour. So yeah, the nib is, let me just, Cactus Nib Experiments on Instagram. And, lovely, just super nice to deal with, and very fair price, I would say, just based on my experiences with Flex and the work that goes into it. Okay, let's start looking at my pens. First of all, I have them all in a rickshaw bonsai bag, which I think used to be called a banana tote? Nope, that's not right. Something. I can't remember what it used to be called, but I believe they're now called the bonsai. They used to be called the bento. Thank you, Pertinax. And so it's like it looks big. It's just because mine's stuffed. So here's what I have in mind. In the back zippered pocket, I have an air tag, because if I'm taking this to a pen show and it says pens, looks like it was written by a child. If I'm taking this to a pen show, I want to know where it is at all times. There's also dust all over my bag. That's gross. In the front pocket, there's a very thick napkin. I have a Tombine lanyard with a UV light on it. Boop, 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 boop. We've got... Hang on. Okay, no, we're good. We also have... I'm just trying to dig in there. Ricolas, because I almost always lose my voice at a pen show. And we're actually driving, so it's a little bit easier because I don't have to worry about the liquid restrictions. But if they we always have to explain, like, we're going to a stationery show, like a pen conference, and they're always like, what? So yeah. Okay, so here's what I have in my bag. I've got these things. So I'm going to pull this out and show you why I have these and explain my thought process. So here's the inside of my bonsai. It is hot pink. The outside is black X-Pack, so that it is kind of waterproof. And I love this thing because it stands up on its own even when it's empty, and it flattens really well when it's empty. So we have the bag. So I'm going to drop it on the floor. Oh no, my Ricola are everywhere. So, and then inside of the bag, I have another bag. And then inside of this bag, I have another bag. So, it could be said that I'm a lunatic, which is fair. And so what we've got, this is a Delphonics carrying pouch. And inside of this larger size Delphonics carrying pouch, we have another Delphonics carrying pouch. It's just a smaller one because I'm crazy. But let me explain to you why we have bagception going on. How do I explain this? I'm a complete lunatic. So I feel the need to go to a pen show with all of my pens because there's several things. One, I don't want to go to a show and be missing something that I really want to play with. I might have a pen or a nib that I really wish I had brought, and this has happened before, so I always think bring everything. The second thing is I don't want to go to a show and have everything with me because I get stressed about it. I think I need to look after it because I'm going to worry about its safety. So there's that. The third thing is, I go to a show and I think, if I bring all my cool stuff, I will be less tempted to buy stuff because I'll think, oh, but I already have all my cool stuff with me, so I don't actually need to buy more stuff. So there's a whole bunch of conflicting factors going on. Another thing that happens is when I'm hanging out at like pen shows after dark or something, a lot of people tend to be drinking and it's dark and it's really easy to misplace a pen without malicious intent. Like, it can happen. And this is, I have factors that have to work for me. So one of the things is, I want to be able to have all my pens in like one handful, which is why this is 2 handfuls. But like, this is like a good 2. Ooh, that's not a good sign to do. This is a good 2 handfuls, probably 3. But I can take this out of my rickshaw bag and put it on the table in front of me, and I have all of my pens not rolling away. Another factor is I don't care that my pens rub on each other. There are some pens that I don't want rubbing on each other, and that's why they're in this rickshaw koozie case. And just for example, what it is I have like this kind of material, like the opal, the jelly opal. I have a Mont Blanc here that could handle being rubbed on. But it's in here anyway because it's got a special nib, so I know where it is. And I have a Conid in here, and I have 2 slots open. Technically one is going to hold this, and then the other slot is if I buy a special pen. I want all my pens standing up. And the reason for that is because every single pen in here, except for the Mont Blanc and the Conid, because they have a different filling system, is eyedroppered. Nothing in here has a cartridge or a converter. They are all eyedroppers. So I want them upright because I don't want them blorping ink anywhere and getting thrown around in my bag or like across my shoulder. So they're all standing up because they are eyedroppered. Okay, let me let me catch up because I feel like you guys might think I'm completely insane. Okay, let's see. Let's go back. Okay. So, yeah, I highly recommend air tagging all your stuff. So, even when you take things out of the bag, that's why I have bagception, so that I can I haven't put it in yet, but here's the case for the next air tag that's going to go on the outside of this one, so that each layer is tagged. I know it seems completely insane, but people lose pens at pen shows. It's really easy to happen, and it's not a malicious thing again. It can happen just because people get tipsy, people get drunk, people get sloppy, and I don't want it to happen. Let me see, what else? Okay. So, oh, the cherry ricola. That sounds delicious. Now, Bailey, you're laughing. Bailey asks, would you like a bag for that bag for your other bag to hold the other bag? Get this. I have a large rickshaw Soho tote that holds my bonsai bag. So yes, there are more layers that I have not revealed. My bag has a bag, and it continues. It goes on and on. So, thank you. There was no delusion whatsoever. It is 100% sound logic. It's crazy logic, but it's logic. So, yeah. I have probably stolen several of Simmerjeet's AirTags because at some point we went to the Apple store together, and I think he bought a 4-pack because he needed one, but it's so much cheaper to buy 4 together than to buy one. And I was like, oh, let's split a 4-pack. And then I just took 3 of them and put them in my pen stuff. So I'm a really good friend, it could be said. I am amazing. Ruth, you lost your bag of pens for a while at the Denver show years ago and was in a panic. Oh my gosh, that is so terrifying. Right. I remember Pertinax had this happen with a pen folio one year, and we know this has also happened to Strings and Petals, so it's really sad, and it's worth air tagging things. Yeah. So, okay. So let me kind of explain what I've brought. Oh, and then just as a side note, for paper, which feels like a side note at this point because the crazy part is the pens. For paper, I have my Postal Co. A6 stat pad. I also have an A5 version, but I like the A6 just because it's small and fits. And what I use this for is in the evening, I use this for just trying out pens randomly that I don't necessarily want to put in my Inky Messes notebook. Like, that I don't necessarily want to use in here because they're so random or I don't know enough about them. They don't fit into my Inky Mess. So, so these kind of have a theme a bit, and the theme is chaos, but it's my stuff and I know what's in what and I know how the colors are going to fit together. So it's a little too random for me to try other people's pens, and that's why I use this. So this is Tomoe River, and I've got a whole bunch of it. And they're hole punched, and I've got a little blotting sheet on this side so that if I write on the surface and I close it, it's not going to get on the material, which is just this. It's not really a big deal if it got on it, but it's just nice. And also it serves as, like, if I want to share my contact information with someone, I can write it on these and just give it out to them. So I have this, and it's just really handy. And also when you're at the bar, you don't always have space to write because so many people have their stuff out and it's like things everywhere. So this gives me a nice firm surface to write on. It's just easy and it works really well. And another really cool thing about it is you could do this, for example. So you can go like that and still have a firm surface and carry it around. So it's almost like a reporter's notepad. It just works really well. So this is a Postal Co. snap pad. They come in different sizes. And so they come in, this is the A6, they come in A5, and they also come in A4. And they're not inexpensive, but they're not super duper expensive. Like, they're not plotter pricing, if you know what I mean. So you know what I mean. Okay, and then I also have my plotter. Speaking of, it's right here. And Strings and Petals, you still have the piece of paper that I wrote my details on for you at the opening of the Dutch Pen Store in 2016. That is so cute. Oh my god. That was way back in the day. We were both babies. Both youngins. No. We'll get to what's in here. Don't you worry. I just want to show you my paper. Okay, so this is my plotter. This one is from the Chicago Pen Show 3 years ago, I think it was now. And that was the one and only year that plotter went to Chicago. And I got this special one. It's absolutely beautiful. It is Chrome XL, I believe. Chrome XL? I don't even actually know how to say that. But it's really beautiful. It's this deep maroon. And I have it set up. So these are my rickshaw plushie petting squares for when you feel anxious and you pet them. And so I have my 3 favorite colors. And I have one of the Knox lifters. with Inspired and Tired. That was a gift because I am. And then there is Bananas, there is Kuchikopi, and there is my Inksplat logo. I have my monthly planner, which is a little empty, but some months are more busy than others, just because, no, they're all busy, not busy. They're all able to be full. I just haven't filled them in. And I have here, I have a list of things to bring with me. So I've got orders that people are picking up. If you want to pick up an order, send me a message and I'll send you a code to take off shipping. And my workshop supplies that I need. And then over here, I've just got a bunch of blank paper. I'm on the fence about this. I don't really know if I need to bring my plotter because I've got the snap pad, and the snap pad has Tomo, and this is plotter paper, and I'm like, realistically, I'm gonna open up the snap pad if I want to play with pens, but I don't want to be without my plotter because I want to need it so badly. Did you hear what I just said? I want to need it so badly that I have to bring it with me. I love this plotter. I have other ones, but I love this one so much. I'm so attached to it, and I wish I desperately needed it at all times instead of fabricating this need for it that I keep doing in my head. And I have a new pen in here. It's a ballpoint. It's a Mont Blanc. And I literally bought it because it glows in the dark. So, yeah, this dome glows in the dark. And I don't have my... I don't know if this will show up on... Yeah, so that dome glows. And that is literally what sold me on it. So, I'm pathetic. I am pathetic, but I really like ballpoints. And so that goes in there. And so I have this just in case, like, what if I have a business meeting? And it's like, oh, I need to take notes. Hang on, I'm sitting on my foot, and it's starting to hurt. 1 second. Oh my god, worst pain known to man. Oh no. Okay, it's fine. We're fine. No, the rickshaw does sell the circles. And the circles are... Hang on, let's go find them. Rickshaw plush circle stickers. I will post the link. There we go. You just made a vanishing point harmonic. How is that even possible? How does that even fit in that pen? That makes a vanishing point worth it right there. I think. Okay, so that's the paper I have, and I'm thinking I'll bring something like this, which is a Galen Leather B6 Tomoe River. And the reason I might bring something like this, here, look at the flex writing from that nib. Isn't it insane? Is because I will also have a couple watercolors with me, and so I want to be able to play with them. But this one's almost full, so I don't know if I should bring a new one, or I don't know if I should bring... Okay, maybe you guys can help me out. I don't know. I'm teaching Inky Messes, and I have it set out so that everybody's going to get to see the examples, and we're going to recreate examples so people can learn the techniques. I'm trying to decide if it's worth it for me to bring Inky Mess notebooks for people to look at, like in the class. Maybe it'll help them get ideas or feel inspired, but I also don't know if it's worth it. I don't want to haul notebooks if no one's going to be interested. So maybe you could give me your feedback in the chat if you think I should bother bringing Inky Mess notebooks for people to look at. And so, yeah, just as a thought. So, yeah, so this is one that I might bring with me. I have another one started. I've got this size. So I haven't decided on this, but I have this size as well. Which is a lot of space for inky messing and for watercoloring. And lastly, I've got like thinner ones, so I'm just trying to decide. Okay, just take one. Okay, that's a good idea. Yes to the Inky Mess notebook. So maybe I'll take one that's almost full or is full. I have, like, this one is one that I completed last year. So it's got a lot of ideas in it. So maybe I'll just take this for people to look at if they want. And they don't have to. It's just like a pass it around if you're interested in getting ideas type thing. So thank you for your feedbacks. Okay, so let's see what we got. Let's move this out of the way. I'm going to move this over here because now we can look at the pen. What did I do with the notebook? Here it is. Okay. Okay, go with a full one. People are looking for ways to fill up the notebooks we buy. Perfect. Thank you so much. That helps so much. Your wife still has the Coochie Kopi sticker. I'm so glad. That makes me so happy. That's one of... I took that picture myself with my own Coochie Kopi nightlight that I have. So it's a little embarrassing. Okay, so here's what we have for pens. This is what I'm bringing. I tried to think about pens that are easy for people to use, like that the nibs aren't complicated or don't require like a special angle or something. And I also tried to think of pens that have fun nibs on them, like a fude nib or like a monoline, or a stacked nib that's easy to use. I just wanted to have nibs that are accessible for use. And I also tried to bring nibs that people can still buy, like if they wanted to get one somewhere. So I have a few pen sloth nibs. I have some Monty Winfield nibs. And I've got a whole ton of Pilot Parallel nibs, and then a couple that are modified, like a Fude or something. So, I have brought a whole bunch of Schoen pens, and this is not all of my Schoen pens. Some of them are in my storage. So, most of these, well, all of them have interesting nibs on them. So, I have Monox and more Monox, and this is my Sapphire Lakes. This one has the matching Monox. I'm really embarrassed to show all the Monox that I have. In my defense, some of them are not mine, so it doesn't quite count. This is a Regalia Writing Labs like early trilogy stack, and so I've got that. This one is a Guru from Pensloth, so he is starting to make them again, so they will be hopefully available for sale again at some point. So that one's a really fun one. We have a Stylus Sweet Flex nib. Pertinax, actually, all of the pens are mine. All of the Schoen pens, the bodies are all mine. There may or may not be one or two Monox in here that don't belong to me. So just one or two. Or three. I think it's three. I have some of the regular Monox, like the medium, like for when he first started making them. And I have a broad, and one can never have too many. Excuse me, Simmerjeet. All of the bodies belong to me. Thank you very much. But not all of the nibs belong to me. It's different. And then I have a few that have Pilot Parallel nibs on them. So, just in my peaks. So I got another parallel. I am not fibbing on the bodies. What do you know? What do you know? I am gonna have to ban you from the chat room for spreading lies. So we've got some parallels, and I'm gonna put those back in here. I've got more with parallels. I think I have 4 or 5 in here. And then I have a Monty Winfield nib. This is the Cobra. So I've got that. And this thing is wild. Like, look at the tipping. It actually, I almost feel like you should call this the manta ray, because it looks like a manta ray to me, or any kind of ray. Really nice and chunky. All of the bodies belong to me. Oh, that cracks me up. That cracks me up so much. The Pen Sloth ring. I have that one in here. That's the Halo nib, which is completely insane. It's totally insane and so much fun. Is it possible that Simmerjeet is going to get some of his pens back? His pens or nibs? Probably not. Moving on. Probably not. And here's why. I put them to better use, so they're in a better home with me. They're happier with me. They told me, they called me at 4 a.m. and told me, Aziza, we are happier in your hands than in Simmerjeet's because he never uses us. So please keep us. Don't send us back there. That's what happened. Okay, so we've also got, so I have a Pens by Pasquale. I really like this combination. It's Oparex Opal with a material by Eel and Anchor. And I have a Stylus Sweet Flex nib on here, and this one is a fine cursive italic. So the expression on this nib is so incredible. I love it so much. It's just really beautiful. So it's one of my favorites. This is also a Pens by Pasquale. It's a jelly opal material, which looks really wicked under this light. Holy smokes. And it has a Sailor zoom nib on it. And it's one of the black zoom nibs, so it's pretty extra cool. We've got... So I'm bringing this one. This is my Mont Blanc with the signature bespoke nib. And this is literally for signing autographs. I know that sounds so incredibly vain. But sometimes people ask me to sign stuff. Even if they're just like, can you sign my notebook? If you're at Philly, at the Philly Pen Show, we have nibbage, and it's like, can you sign my nibbage? So I have this for signing stuff. And then I have my Conid Minimalistica, and it's got a Pilot course nib on it. And I just really, this particular pen I bought from a friend, and if you know stuff about me, you know I get really attached to pens that come from my friends. So this is one of them. I'm super attached to this pen. And, yeah, I just really love this nib as well. So, thank you. I got custody. Thank you. I am a better parent to the pens. I need to do a workshop at the Philly show that is just demonstrating your nib collection. Well, we are actually talking about something like that, so it might happen. Very exciting. You want to be Aziza when you grow up. It's really fun. I have been collecting, so to speak, for a while, and I've had access to people's nibs, like who are making nibs, kind of like an early adopter, because very often I'm buying prototypes. And like as they're testing them out and looking for feedback. So I have been very fortunate. And I'm totally aware of that. So I don't take that for granted. I really don't. And it's one of the reasons that I bring things with me to shows for people to try out so that they can experience the nibs. Anthony got his pen back at DC. Yes, I don't steal everybody's pens. First of all, I really like to try people's pens because I like to understand what kind of writing experience means a lot to somebody, because I remember that. I tend to remember it. So Yeah, I like to try people's pens, and the only reason I don't return Simmerjeet's pens is because he doesn't use them. So I'm like, I don't care. Maybe you can complain that you want your pen back, but you're just gonna put it in a drawer and not use it. And so I'm trying to encourage him to use his pens by stealing them and using them and not giving them back. It makes complete sense to me. So moving on, let me pull out the Opus 88s. Oh, there's two more shown on this side. These are the ones with stub nibs. That's why they're on this side. So they have big chunky nibs. So yeah, like let's put them on this side for now. And thank you. I am a saint. I am so noble, it could be said. Oh, here's another show. It's my Smaltum, so it's the mini one, and it has a nib that a friend made. He did not make this nib for me. Here's the story. He made the nib for himself, and he had it on his own Smaltum pen, and I tried it out, and I loved it so much that I emptied it at the table at Pen Shows After Dark, and then he was like, oh, well, you might as well just keep it because you seem to love it so much. And so since I've had this nib for a year and a half, it has been inked in my very own Smaltum pen. So basically at the pen show, I took his Smaltum, I took his nib out, and I put it onto my own pen, and it was mine, and it was, I promise I didn't steal it. So I promise. I borrowed it for the evening, and then he let me keep it. We've got my 4 Opus 88s. I might bring more, but for now, I've just got these. And 2 of them have regular nibs, so this is just the 2.4 millimeter with my favorite Akkerman ink, which is the PV Akkerman Dutch Masters Gele Ochre van France. And then I've got another pen which has a custom made nib from Turkey, and I have these to list in the shop, so I will be listing those soon, but I'm just kind of testing it. I've been testing it for 4 years now, and I haven't put it up for sale yet because I really like it. And then I've got these 2, and let me tell you why these 2 are special. These are ones that I have ground. So I have finally figured out how to grind my own Pilot Parallels. It's about time, so I can stop paying other people to do it. I can do it for myself, and I have probably, I don't know, 50 Pilot Parallels that I could practice on. So I have a lot of Pilot Parallels. So many. Okay, let's do, I've got 2 Hardy pens here. So I showed you one, which is my Halo. And then the other one is another Pilot Parallel. This one's from Toronto Pen Company. And this one, Baltimore. These 2 are the last 2 pens that I got from Greg before he died. So I'm bringing them with me just because they're really special to me, and I'm very happy to have them. And they have been inked since I got them a year and a half to 2 years ago. So I use them. Like, they're not just sitting there inked and drying out. Like, I actually use them. I have selected one of my White Bear pens. This is the Ursa, and the material was actually poured by Michaela's mom, and it's so beautiful. And then the nib, I don't even need to open it. I could just show you the nib. The nib is a Stylo Suite 1.5 millimeter flex. This is the pen that at the Baltimore show, I was in a rush to go meet somebody. Like, I had a meeting, and I ran by Greg's table. I hadn't seen him yet, and I just spotted this pen, and I picked it up off his table, and I thrust it in his hand as he's standing there behind his table, And I said in like, I blurted it out in one sentence, I'll be back for this, like, don't sell it to anybody else, I'm gonna come back and pay you. And then I did. But yeah, this is a really special one. It was just a lot of fun to get that pen. And then I've got a Hogtown pen with a basilisk nib on it. The basilisk is the Monty Winfield nib, and one of my favorite pens from Hogtown because it's just so beautiful. We've got a Papa J Woodworks pen in a Stormwinds material. This one has another Guru nib on it, and I just really, really love the Guru nib a lot. So that's why I keep it. And this one has been inked with the same ink for, like, again, 2 years. It's Giobin's Diabolo month, and it is spectacular. And then lastly, I have some Franklin Christophs. So I've got 2 Model 3s. One has a really cool Fude nib on it, and it's inked with a super shader ink. It's my Ice Fog from Ink Institute. And I've got this one, which is inked with a double broad Sig Raven, which is their black nibs. Okay, let me catch up. What's the halo on the nib do? Okay, so let me get it flowing because I have it stored up right. The halo makes an actual halo. Like, it's really cool. So I use it often for inky messes. Like, you can use it for writing and stuff too. But let me, I don't know if I have any easily findable. I just want to show you what it looks like in practice. Like, I should have some. I mean, I have some, I just need to be able to find it. Oh, maybe it's not in this one. I know where it is. It's in the other one that's called Inky Messes. But where? One wonders. Here we go. This one has it. So all the little circles, that's how I use it for the most part. I just use it to add like an element of texture. So all the circles. And I have written with it before, so it's also, this writing is, Memory Palace is written with the halo nib as well. So it's totally crazy. It's really cool. Oh, the labels. No, I didn't. The labels are just the ink names. Because I never know, or I never remember, and so I labeled all of them as I was inking them. So at a pen show, people can try them out and know what ink it is. So I just wrote it on a piece of washi tape, and it'll come off easily. Like, I just peel them off when I don't need them. But yeah, I thought it was clever. Right now, the halo only comes in that size, and I don't know if I don't even know how he makes it. Like, it's really cool. So it's a ring, and it connects at the tips again, so there's a space in the tines. But, I mean, I guess there's no reason he can't make a smaller one. I'll run that by him, because I think that's really interesting. He's also made one before that I had in the shop called Put a Ring on It, and it was like a nipple ring. It was hilarious. So it was on the, like, the ring was on the top of the nib. So funny. That's correct. I know what ink is in a pen because I emptied all of these pens in using them up in order to re-ink them, in order to know what inks they were containing so that I could label them. So I think it is incredible that I know what all of these are inked with. I mean, I know in that I've written on them. I don't know it off the top of my head. Some of them I know off the top of my head, but we should be very proud of me for that, because that is a miracle for me, I would say. So let's see. The last ones I had were the 4 Model 31 Franklin Christophs. This is one that I got from a friend, and again, it's one of those, I got it from a friend, so I'll keep it forever. This I got at, this one's so funny. I got this at the same time as Pert Nux got one of hers at a pen show, and hers is like this really beautiful, elegant, classy, deep blue, like this color material, and mine is like vomit pink. And it's just a really good example of our friendship. Hers is like classy and blue, and mine's vomit pink. And that's just who I am. I'm vomit pink, which is totally fine. And then these two, which are newer, I've got a Monty Winfield extra large architect nib on one, which I will be restocking soon. I'm just waiting for my shipment. And then the other one is a pen sloth nib. It's a double stack Karasu, so it's the reverse. And I will be putting a few of these in the shop soon. And so that's what I have decided on bringing. I keep going back and forth. Like, I've got more. I thought about bringing my hot pink lemonade. I really love this pen. I'm super attached to it as well. It's got a flex nib on it that is a bit delicate, which is why I thought maybe I shouldn't bring it. I've got these pens, so I've got my silver harmonic in this one, and I've got a Hello Tello with a pelican nib on it. And like, there's no reason that I can't bring these. I'm just trying to minimize how much I have, I guess. Pink vomit in No, my harmonic is here. I don't let just anybody use my harmonics. They are not one of the nibs that I let anybody try, which is why they're not in there. So yeah, that's why it's in here. This was the one that I eliminated from bringing, because the nibs in here are more precious, you know? So, I've got the harmonic, I have the triple broad pelican. For example, I've got a conid with a really, really nice fat nib on it, but these are more sorry, let me finish my sentence. These are more precious. You'll make a trash harmonic for people to break. That is hilarious. I love that so much. That cracks me up. Okay, wait, I got distracted. Pink vomit in Latin is Rosea vomitus. That could be my second name. That could be like my stage name. Rosea vomitus. But yeah, that's why I don't have a harmonic in here. So it's because I love them more than anything. So it's like, I don't know if I'm trying to think of pens and nibs that I feel comfortable just handing to people and saying, like, it's a flex nib, just be a little gentle with it, or be careful about the tine alignment or something. But something where someone might like apply pressure and wreck a nib, I don't want to put that in. That's part of the danger for me with like, that's my discomfort with pen shows after dark. Most people are really gentle with pens, or like understand how to use them. or understand how to use a nib they've never used before, but I have seen people's nibs get wrecked or misaligned and stuff, and I just don't want to take the risk. I'm too paranoid and I get too nervous, and so yeah, I just try to be a little careful about it. A Bic crystal. I happen to love Bic crystals, but that would be a pen that I would lend out. That actually reminds me, that is something that I do in this case. I put a pen in, like a Pilot Varsity or something. Something that people can use if they're not pen people, and I don't worry about it. There's different categories of worrying. There's like pen people category of worrying where I know that they can use the majority, but I need to still be careful about some. And there are like normal people category of worrying where they don't do pens and they don't know how to use any pen. So a Varsity or like a Preppy is the only thing I'd feel comfortable with. So yeah, and like the thing with this one is you've got to be careful when you cap it, because the shoulders of the nib can rub on the edge of the cap if you do it wrong. And that's one of the reasons I don't give this one out for people to try, is because they don't know. Nobody would know that. Only I know it. So, yes, typically people have been drinking at pen shows after dark. Not everybody, but on average, I would say the majority of the people have had at least one drink, if not more. And so I'm really just trying to restrict what I bring to things that can handle a little bit of abuse without wrecking my nib. And then there's just some that are irreplaceable to me, like the harmonics and like the Conid, that I just won't even take the risk with. So yeah, so that's what I came to the conclusion with this setup, so that I could put this on the table in front of me. Everything's upright. Nothing's gonna blorp out because it's been thrown around in my bag. I did not take out my pens at Chicago just because I was so distracted by everybody else's pens. But even when I take them out, I don't put everything out because I can't keep track of everything. And again, it's mostly because, while I know Simmerjeet has had pens ruined before. What is the blue pen second from the right? This one is a Hello Tello in the Omas Acqua di Bologna. And I believe it's his large Venice model. It's pretty big. And it's got a pelican nib on it. So it was threaded for Bach. I put the pelican on it. It's supposed to be a converter, but I have it eyedroppered, so I have to make sure to not open it up. Another thing I have to tell people is assume all of my pens are eyedroppered. Do not open them, because people open them, and it's happened so many times, and it's always a tragedy. So so yeah, we've got a whole bunch of things to keep me occupied. At least my pens are decided on. Workshop supplies are packed. Workshops are written. I just need to print out all the guides for the casual broad edge class. If you're thinking of signing up for a workshop, please do so sooner rather than later, so that I have more time to pack your supplies. And yeah, it is insane. It's going to be here really soon, and I'm excited and nervous. It's a little overwhelming because I signed myself up for 4 workshops. I don't know what I was thinking. But I'm really excited to do it, and I'm really excited to see a bunch of you. I know a whole bunch of you are going to be there. Well, not a whole bunch of you, but some of you will be there. And some of you will not be there, which is sad. But that's okay, because I'll see you at the next show, which is... the next U.S. show will be a Philly for me in January. And I know that workshop tickets and attendee tickets are going to go up for sale in a couple weeks. Just insider knowledge for us. And we've got new workshops this year. And I wish I could go to San Fran, but it's too expensive. It's just too much to fly out there and stay out there and not work. So it would cost me a fortune. And then, well, thank you so much, Ruth. It'll be an awesome time because I am prepared and I feel really good about it, and I'm really like at ease, and so I don't feel like I need to repack my pens over and over and over. Like, it feels right, and it's just a relief. And now that I know I'm going to bring one Inky Mess notebook, that helps a lot. So I appreciate all your feedback. Am I going to the Detroit show? Usually I don't do Detroit because it's so close to Scriptus, but I will check it out. I know a couple years ago, a few of my friends and I went for one day. But I will check it out because it is drivable. I mean, I'm not driving, so I can say that easily. Yeah, Scriptus too. Scriptus, of course. I was just thinking of US shows where I would more likely see all of you. I love the Dallas show. That was my first pen show. I would love to go back to Dallas and see that show again, just because I really like the size and hospitality of the show. Like, it was a really good show. So yeah, I'm excited. So next week I will do a live stream. I guess we'll do the drill logs and we'll look at that flex nib, and yeah, I don't know, we'll just play around with some stuff. Hopefully I'll have some new stuff in the shop so I can show you. And what else? Yeah, if you have any suggestions, let me know. I've got a whole bunch of new Robert Oster inks. And if you don't know, I have an article out in Pen World with Brad from the Pen Addict, so I got to interview him. It was super fun. And if you don't subscribe, if you subscribe, it helps pay my salary and keep me employed, so I appreciate it. Or you could just do like a digital subscription or whatever. Anyway, that's enough of my rambling. Thank you all for going through this with me. I hope you had fun and got to get a glimpse into my mind. I don't know if that's a good thing. So, I mean, it's a thing. And yeah, I just appreciate you all so much. Please take care of yourselves. Sending you all so much love. And we will see you next Monday. Bye. 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 Time for dinner. It's dinner time.